Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Triple Jin, homage to the Bara Bhante ji, and homage to the Kasha Bhante ji, and all Bhikkhu Sangha, and my dear Dhamma brothers, Samra Anagarga, and dear Upasakas and Upasikas. Namo Buddhaya to all. So we are very grateful, we are very lucky, and we are very fortunate that we got good action in this world. The peoples are very busy. They doesn't get any time for their spiritual progress. Even they want, they cannot give their time for the spiritual progress, but we got this opportunity to listen Dhamma, to do puja and to do meditation and undertaking 5 precepts. So these are very highly wholesome actions that help us to progress in our spiritual life. So that which we got, so we are very lucky. So today I would like to speak from Dhammapada. It's from the Puppavaga. So Dhammapada is the one book of Sutta Pitaka in Khuddaka Nikaya. So in that book, there are many chapters, and so among them this Puppavaga, the chapters of about the flower, Puppa. So in this chapter today I will speak the Gatha number 53. So I will explain the Gatha after the background story, because every Gatha has their background story. The Buddha give this Gatha when some accident happen and some kinds of incident happen, some kinds of things happen, and then Buddha speak this Gathas. So this Gatha, the Buddha spoke when the Buddha was in Savatthi, regarding with the very devout Upasika Vesaka. So she was the daughter of Dhananjaya, and the mother was Sumana Devi. They were living in Bhaddiya in King Bimbisara's region. So Bhaddiya was a very small town. So this Dhananjaya and Sumana Devi were living in that small town, and they were one of the very rich person in that kingdom, in Bimbisara kingdom. In Bimbisara kingdom, there was 5 very rich family, and among them this Dhananjaya and Sumana Devi were one of them. Their father was the Mendaka. So one day when Buddha visited to Rajagaha with the monks, so that time Visakha was the way he was just 7-year-old. So 7-year-old. So that time to Rajagaha, this Mendak, he wanted to the Buddha, and very rich. So they arranged every things, and they took them to the Buddha. And when they listened the Dhamma, they become Sotapanna, Visakha, and all the 500 his friends, her friend were become Sotapanna. So from that, when she came back to his house, and then from that she just wanted to do good action every day, like offering food to the monks and always going to the monastery temples and do meritorious action every day. So that time King Kosala was King Pasenadi was the king of Kosala. So one day King Pasenadi thought in King Bimbisara kingdom he has 5 very rich person, but in my country I doesn't have that kinds of rich person in my country. So why not I ask one rich person to my country? So he went to the King Bimbisara, and because King Bimbisara was his very close friend, and also he was the relative to King Pasenadi Kosala. So he went to the King Bimbisara and asked for one of the richest person for his country. So after discussing, after their agreement, then King Bimbisara asked this the Dhananjaya, the millionaire, he asked to go to the Savatthi. So then Dhananjaya accepted that King Bimbisara's advice, and then King Pasenadi Kosala arranged everything, because from Savatthi to Rajagaha, it is quite far. So they arranged everything for their journey and food and everything, and then they took this Dhananjaya, the millionaire, to his kingdom. So one day in that King Pasenadi kingdom, there was another one rich person. His name was Migara. So he has one son, Punnavardhana. So his son was almost near to like marriage. So his parents always telling him to search for one good girls to marry, but he always refused, always asking like, I want a perfect woman for my life partner. So then her parents asked what kinds of what kinds of perfection you need. So then he asked the perfect of the hair, the perfection of the beauty of the flesh, the body, and beauty of bones, the beauty of skin, and the beauty of youth. So these 5 kinds of beauty, if perfect in one girls, then I will marry that girls. So like that Migara Punnavardhana told to his parents. Then his parents asked some Brahmin to search for these kinds of beauties, such girls that had these 5 beauties. So then this Migara told to that Brahmin, and Brahmin searched for one place to another place, and they went here and there. Then one day they came to this Vesaka's palace, and they saw the Vesaka, and then Vesaka was fully perfect with these all beauties, because she was very beauty, and her hair and flesh and their bones and skin, and then he was almost very young. So she was very young, and then it was So then they just ask for that Vesakat for their marriage proposal. Then Dhananjaya asks about their family, who was this Punavardhana, what is their family background. So they ask both each other what kinds of person they are, and then they agree for the Mary to give her daughter to the Mary with the Punavardhana. So when this marriage was arranged, so just before marriage, so this Dhananjaya advised her daughter about how how a wife should be in like in one house. So she advised. So he advised her to like some points. So the points are: don't carry inside fire to outside. Don't bring the outside fire to inside. Give only to him who gives. Don't give him who does not give. Give both to him who gives, him who does not give. Sit happily, eat happily, and sleep happily. Tend the household fire. Worship the divinities of the family. So these are some points that advised by her father. So like, don't carry the inside fire to outside means if inside the family it's something happen like argument or something happen inside the family, one should not carry that things to the outside, but telling outside people like what happening in their house. Then don't bring outside fire to inside. If something happen in outside, like some misunderstanding or something happen in outside, it should not bring into the inside. And only to him who gives. It is the debt. If somebody if you are giving a loan to some person, it should give to the person. That person, if the person will give back. If that person will not give back, one should not give a loan to that kinds of person. Then give both to him who gives and him who does not give. It means one should give support, like offering dana or support other people, even he doesn't give. Even he is not giving any kinds of dana, one should give that kinds of it and sleep happily. And then tend the household fire. It means to take care of the house very carefully, and then respect the family. So these are some points that advised by her father. And then after that, she got married and she went to Savatthi. So she went to that family in Savatthi, in the kingdom of King Pasenadi. So then one day, so these are some points. And then she was the Sotapanna, so she always inviting monks to his house and offering foods and dana every day. She used to visit the monastery every day. So one day, in early morning, her father-in-law Migara was having breakfast. So that time a monk came in front of his house for alms round. So when her father-in-law was having breakfast, so he didn't care for that monks, and then monks stand near the house for a few minutes, and then later this Visakha said, he's having the old food, stable. I'm telling. So then she said, call that 7 elderly person and we will decide. Because when she had married, during that time, that 7 elderly person were decide and what their principles. So they called that 7 elderly person, and then she told all the incident and all the story to that 7 elderly person. So then after hearing this her story and everything, then that 7 elderly person said, she's not a girl, she's not wrong, she's right, what she's telling is right. So so here eating all food means like of course he was that her father-in-law was eating the very fresh food what cooked in the morning, but the all food here means here he is not doing any kinds of merit now. He's eating his food due to his the earlier punya, earlier merits, the result of his past merit. He's eating that food, but he's not doing any kinds of new merit, good actions. So therefore she told like that. So after that she again make some like agreement with his with her father-in-law, like he should invite monks every day. He should allow to go her to the monastery every day. So like that she make some agreement with her father-in-law, and her father-in-law agree with that, and then she continued to go to the monastery every day. So one evening she went to monastery with all her jewelries, but when she reached to the monastery, just outside the gate, she removed all his jewelries and put in one cloth and hand over to the one of his servant to keep this all jewelry with her. So when after listening Dhamma discourse, and she went back to house, but her servant forgot to take that jewelry from that monastery and Savatthi. So then when she came back to the her house, and then she realized, oh, we forgot that jewelry in the monastery. So then she sent again to that servant to bring that jewelry. Before that servant going, she advised that servant that if the jewelry was not touched by anybody, then bring it here. But if somebody touched, like some monk, because it was in monastery, so if somebody monks already touched that jewelry, then you don't bring that, just offer to that monastery. So then when this servant went to bring that jewelry, so that time already Ananda Bhante was kept that in one side, because Ananda Bhante always when some Dhamma program was happening, Ananda Bhante was always going around what things are left, or looking for that Dhamma hall. So when Ananda Bhante saw that jewelry, he just put in one side. So then this was already touched by Ananda Bhante. So this servant said, it is went back to the Vesakha Amma, and she told this incident, and then Vesakha said she will donate this jewelry to the monastery. So then Ananda Bhante said, we will not accept this jewelry. So then she said, I will send this jewelry. So she announced in his city to send sell this jewelry. So the person who want to buy this jewelry, and they can buy her jewelry. So then, but there was nobody who can afford for the jewelry, because the jewelry was very precious and very expensive. So nobody afford for that jewelry. So she herself buy that jewelry, and then with that money she built a monastery in the Savatthi, very big monastery. And then later she offered that monastery to the Sangha. That monastery name is Pubbarama Monastery. So then in the evening, when this all the incident happened, the evening the monks were discussing about this, the generous of this Vesaka Amma. So then when monks were discussing, then the Buddha reached there, and the Buddha asked them about the monks, what are you discussing about? The monks said, we are discussing about this greatness of this Vesakha, or the generosity of Vesaka Amma. So then the Buddha's uttered this Dhammapada stanza. So I will read this stanza. So please repeat after me. Yathapi puphara simha kaira malagune bahu evang jate namachena Kattabang kusalang bahu. So meaning is like this: as from a great heap of flower, many colorful garland can make. Even so, should many good deeds be done by one born and mortal after all. So like a garland, like a flowers, like many flowers, we collect many flowers and make a garland. Like here we have offer garland to the Buddha. So like many different kinds of flower we collected and make a very beautiful garland. So even so, the Buddha is advising us to do wholesome actions and make a beautiful garland when in between our birth to death, because we got this like we born and one day we have to die. So in between this two, from birth to death, if we do not do any kinds of wholesome action, then we wasting our life. So we can do many wholesome action little by little and small, one by one, and make a garland of very like make a beautiful garland. Like here we can see the garland. So this is not a one flower or two flower. It is made with many flowers, very beautiful and colorful flower. So like that, we have to accumulate good actions little and little, because to become or to free from this samsara, we cannot free by one wholesome action or one goodness. We have to accumulate many kinds of goodness. Like we have to perfect our 10 perfection, like dhana panavi, that is the wholesome action of giving. Shila parami, protecting the precept, and nekkhamma parami, perfection of renunciation. Panya parami, to develop the wisdom. Khanti parami, to practice the patience. And then Satcha parami, to perfection of the truthfulness, to telling the truth. And Adithana parami, to make determination for some good actions. So, and Upekha parami, and then equanimity, to develop equanimity. So these are the some goodness we have to accumulate every day or every moment. So without doing goodness, or if we did one goodness and then we forgot every whole day, then it will um, not help us to reach to our destination, that is our nibbana. So we are here to uh, free from suffering. Our main aim is to free from all suffering. So if we does not do any kinds of good actions, then we cannot free from suffering. So like that, like a flower, it make a garland with many beautiful flowers. We have to make beautiful flowers in our life. That is, we have to do many good action, then to attain the nibbana. So here the flower, like the Buddha said, we have to use this body to do good actions. So this body, the Buddha here compare the flower with our body and mind, because from our birth to death we have only this body and mind only. So except body and mind, there is nothing. So we have to use this body to make good actions. So in everyday puja also we are chanting like puphang milayati yatha idamme kayo tatha yati vinasa bhavam. Of course, we should take care of our body. We should take care of our mind very carefully. Like every day we have to take bath. Every day we have to clean our body, and for mind we are doing meditation. We have to take care of the body and mind, but we should not attach for that body and mind. Like Buddha said, "Puphang milayati yatha idamme." Like a flower, like here flowers now, it is very fresh and beautiful, but after 2-3 days this will be dry and it will go to the mud, and it will mix with the soil only. Puphang milayati yatha idamme. So similarly our body is like that. Our bodies are now healthy, we can do many good actions, but if we attach to our body, then it will bring us suffering. We have to contemplate our body as a flower. Like a flowers are beautiful and it have fragrance, but after a few days it will dry and it will mix with the soil. Similarly our bodies also, now everything's healthy and good, but one day it also go to the soil only. So we have to contemplate during our when we are offering flower to the Buddha. We offer flower to the Buddha with the gratitude and for the respect to the Buddha, gratitude to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. But another is to contemplate ourselves. And in another puja that we always chanting like vanne nape suvannam gandhe nape sugandham santane nape susanthanam, then kippa meva dubbannam duggandham dussanthanam. Like flowers are vanna, suvanna, beautiful color, sugandha, like very fragrance, and so but after all, after few days this will become dubvanna. It's discolor, dubgandha, bad smell. So similarly we have to contemplate our body. We have to use our body to good actions, but we should not attach to that body for that body. If we attach, then it will bring us suffering. So here the Buddha said to do good action, to make our use our body. Like our body is not a bed of flower to sleep. Like a flower, if there is flower, if we put the flower for sleep, then it will no use. But if we use that flower to make a garland and to to offer some, like to offer Buddha or to sell in the market, you will get money. If we offer to Buddha, we will get punya. But if we use that flower to just for sleep, then there is no use for that flower. So similarly, we have to use our body to do good actions, because anyway we have to die one day. So like a flower, but in between this birth to death, we have to use our body fully to do good action, even a little, because some people always saying, oh, I have no time to do good action, or even I'm not getting anything at this time. But to do good action, we can do even even for a moment. Suppose now we are here, just before Dhamma Discourse, we just practice meditation. So even you observe your breath for a moment, even one breath, if you can observe, the Buddha said it is very highly merit compared with the Buddha said, if one offer pot of 100 pots of rice for 100 years, compare with that merit, if one observe the bread for a moment only, it is much more merit than this dana, that offering of rice. So the Buddha said to observe the bread is very highly merit. So even you have a few moments, even you have very 2 seconds or 2 minute time, if you observe for few breaths, that is very highly very good for your life, and it will help you to attain the nibbana. So therefore one should do good action whenever we get time, whenever we chance to do good action. We always do small by small, then it will become a big, like a garland. Then after then we can make we can perfect our paramis, and then after perfecting our paramis, then we can attend nibbana. So with this I conclude today's Dhamma talk here. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Any question?
So thank you, Ven.Dhammadata, for giving a very profound and very nice and very good Dhamma discourse on Vishaka. Vishaka, she is one of the top female lay disciples who supported, who propagated in spreading the teaching of the Buddha from the time 2600 years ago. She played a very great role in Buddhism in propagating. So we should not forget her. We should always remember her. Not only she. There was many ladies who played a very great role in supporting, propagating the teaching of the Buddha. So Vishaka was one of them. And there was Kujitara also one of them. And then Nanda Mata. There are so many ladies who played very great role. And likewise, from the male side also, there were many like Anathapindika, King Bimbisara, and then King Pasenadi. And because of them, the teaching of the Buddha is still protected. Don't think that monks are the only one. Because there are 4 groups in Buddhism: Bhikkhu, Bhikkhuni, Upasaka, and Upasika also. These are the 4 pairs who play the great role to protect the Buddha Sasana. If there is no Bhikkhu, the Upasaka and Upasika also cannot do anything. And if there is upasaka and upasika, but no bhikkhu, they also cannot do anything. They all are interrelated, interconnected with each other. Upasaka and upasika, they support the bhikkhu, bhikkhuni with 4 requisites: alms food, clothes, medicines, and the place to live the monks. So when you support with these 4 requisites, the monks also can study and can practice the meditations. And when they study and practice the meditation, they can give discourse, they can give teachings to you, make you how to become a good upasaka like that. So Buddha also sometimes not just only rely to the bhikkhu, rely on the bhikkhu. Same, the Buddha rely to the upasaka and upasika. In the time of the Buddha also, what people used to say to their children. Sometime when the father or parents scold their children, they used to say to their son or daughter, "Hey, dear daughter, if you really want to live in a human or a married life, you should be like a Vishaka, or you should be like a Kujutara, or you should be like a Nanda Mata. Or if you want to live a spiritual life, then become like a Khematheri." Khematheri is a very great bhikshuni from the female side. And likewise, when some parents scold to their son, they used to say, if you want to live a married life, become like a Chitta. Chitta also in the time of the Buddha, a very great upasaka, very wealthy upasaka, as well as spiritually also very advanced. He used to give Dhamma discourse also, sometime Tipitaka teaching, and then Dhammapada, all this discourse he used to give. And then when parents, they scold their son, if you want to live a religious life, then become like a Sariputta or Ananda like that. So they used to tell, because they have a very great role, they become a very great example, not just for oneself, for all, one who sees them and one who come in contact with them. They become automatically inspired by seeing them, because they have very, filled with saddha, filled with virtuous quality. All this quality they have already in their mind and body. So that's why they represent a very great role in supporting and propagating the teaching of the Buddha. Now I will tell you the 7, there are 7 cause of decline for a lay upasaka and upasika when they does not attain what should be attained to. And there are 10 qualities also the upasaka and upasika should have. So first, there are 7 qualities by which the upasaka or upasika, they decline. So number 1, they fail to see to the monks. They don't have time, to see to the monks. This is the number 1 point they show. And number 2, forgetting to listen to the discourse. Upasaka and upasaka, they are requested to come timely to attend to the discourse whenever you get time. Of course, in the hectic life, very difficult to get time to listen to the discourse, but you should take the time. You should have the time to listen to the Dhamma discourse. So this is the number 2, forgetting to listen to the discourse. And if you forget, then this is the cause of decline for the upasaka. And number 3, he failed to observe the precepts. And it is also a very important role. Of course, outside it's very difficult to practice the precepts. But when you at least come to the temple, monastery, you get chance to practice it. So that's why you should practice, you should observe the moral. So this is the third one. And fourth one, showing less respect to the ascetics or to the monks. And if you do this, then this is also the cause for decline of any devotees, whether male or female. And then fifth one is they should not listen to the discourse with the intent to criticize them. They should listen to the discourse out of faith, to learn, to progress oneself. So if they listen just to criticize them, then this is the cause. This is the fifth one. And the sixth one is there are upasaka and upasika who search noble one outside the teaching of the Buddha, outside the Sangha. This is the cause, sixth one. And then seventh one is they do meritorious actions outside the teaching of the Buddha. They search in other place. Of course, he sees the Buddha and the Sangha, but he tried to search to do meritorious deed outside the teaching of the Buddha. So these are the 7 qualities, the cause of decline for the lay devotees. So this is the 7. And there are 10 qualities the upasaka should have to protect and promote and propagate the Buddha Sasana. So because in the time of the Buddha used to say the upasaka and upasika should have thick and thin quality with the Sangha. Samana, Sukha, Dukha. You should have the quality to support the Sangha when the Sangha are in happy or in suffering. You should support them in thick and thin. So number 1 qualities is to stand by the bhikkhu in times of prosperity and adversity. Why I'm telling this, you understand this. So you should stand by with the Sangha when they are in the adversity, when they are suffering, when they are getting lots of troubles and disturbance from outside and coming, people are coming and disturbing us and disturbing them. When you know this, you should come and support them. So this is the first quality of a upasaka he should have. And then number 2 is living under the guidance of the teaching of the Buddha. You should always live under the guidance of the Bhikkhu Sangha or under the guidance of your parents, whom you regard or you respect them. So like that, especially the Buddha and the Sangha and your parents. They never give a very bad example or any kinds of wrong example to you. So you should always live under their guidance. And number 3, you should support the bhikkhu according with your own means, whatever, you should support according to your income. So number 4, you should strive to promote and propagate the sasana. And when you know the sasana is deteriorating and declining, when you know the sasana is declining, then you should support them. And number 5 is you should have a very right view towards the karma and its result, sammaditi, which is called. This is very important. And then you should have the qualities of not believing in the luck. Don't believe in the luck. Okay, believe in the karma. And then you should have the qualities of risking your life for the respect of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. This quality you should have. And the 8 is you should control your verbal and body. So this is the 8 qualities. And number 9, you should live with harmony. Not just, of course, you are living in the society. There are so many kinds of people. You should not have jealousy, envy, deceit, or conceit toward them. but you have to live harmony with them. So this is the teaching. This is the only way how to live. The Buddha is always teaching. And sorry, 10-1. I forgot the number wise, but last one is you should always take the Tisarana and Panchashila whenever you get time. So these are the 10 qualities you should, the lay disciple should have. So with this, why I'm telling this, please try to understand. With this Dhamma talk by Dhammadata Bhante, and whatever today the puja we have done and the meditation we have done, we share all the merits with you all. May you all beings be happy and well and progress on the path of Dhamma and spirituality, as well as be healthy and be healthy mind. May you all be happy and well. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.